Hi, welcome back to the Athletes Porch. I'm here with Archer Horn. He is in a month from now headed to Stanford's campus as a true freshman. We're actually on his high school baseball field, St. Ignatius in San Francisco, where he played, had a great career, put himself in a fantastic position for the MLB Draft, and he's headed to school to go help the Cardinal. And Arch, welcome, man.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to chop it up and talk some baseball, talk your path. Once again, on the Athletes Porch, this is about the journey. This is about helping other athletes and families. You're going through it. You're in the middle of it. It's amazing. And we just want to have a conversation, and maybe somebody from here could take a couple nuggets and help their own game, but also at the same time, talking, reflecting, maybe a little more clarity from you. And yeah, let's start with when did you fall in love with the game? What do you remember?
Yeah, well, my dad played and he pitched in college. And when I was 5 or so, I think he really I guess I had a bat in my hand since I was born. But first organized baseball was T-ball when I was 5. Fell in love with it. There's this great photo of me getting ready to field, and I think we were called the Mosquitoes or something like that. It's some crazy name. But I was locked in, and my mom loves it. And yeah, it was from my first season. And so basically from the first time I played organized baseball, I fell in love with it. And it was what I knew I wanted to do.
Got it. And what memory from Little League or 5-year-old or 12 or even in high school is that's a memory I always come back to. When I think baseball is fun and I love the game, it's that. What is it? What do you got?
Yeah, I think when I was 9, I was playing up on 10U All-Stars, and this is when I still lived in Boston. And we there's that whole summer process, and we ended up winning our regional. And I remember that was I think I pitched that game. I pitched well, and that was just the happiest I think I've ever been on a baseball field. That was the most fun I had, probably one of the most fun summers I had. And just that was definitely a highlight for sure.
Nice. And did you guys go get Slurpee or something afterwards?
Yeah. Probably actually we had this big team party at one of my buddy's houses, and I think we stayed up until 2 a.m., which was I'd never done before. My parents always at bedtime, got to get my sleep. So I remember that, and we were playing the song. It was the DJ Khaled song. It's All I Do Is Win.
Yeah.
That song, we were singing it. It was great.
Right in the high. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. And so as you started to kind of move out to California, when was that?
I moved out right before 4th grade. So I think I was.
And you talked about kind of always loving the game. Was there other sports that you played? Did you play seasonal sports? You just always loved baseball, or where's the athleticism kind of come in?
Yeah. Well, my parents definitely didn't limit me. They put me in all the big sports, like soccer, basketball, flag football. I actually played hockey when I was out there in the Northeast, and obviously baseball. And yeah, I played basketball all the way through my freshman year of high school. And I think playing all those sports helps my athleticism, and, just being able to do a whole bunch of different movements will help you just be a well-rounded athlete. And I think has helped me now and in my baseball career.
What sport? Let's think hockey here. Skating is one thing. Moving puck with a stick is a whole nother thing. Their hand-eye coordination is probably elite of elite. Mm-hmm. What did you take? How do you think playing hockey has helped you as a baseball player?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that mental toughness aspect with the practices, and they're pretty intense, and also in the games you're hitting each other, and there's that. And I think coordination as well. You're not obviously walking around or running around on the ground. So there's like that balance aspect. And I remember like doing those hockey workouts and my legs were just toast. Like you were just you really have to use your legs, and I think that helped me get stronger for sure, and helped with like power and strength.
Yeah. And you have strong legs. You are a strong kid. You know, genetics is one thing, but you got to work and put in the work for that side of it. When did you feel like you started to really like take some separation in terms of physicality?
Yeah. I'd say really it started like my sophomore year of high school, like when I really started getting in the weight room more. Um, and I was still kind of new to it, and I was still like figuring it out. And then like junior year, in the fall and the off season was when I like really put in a ton of work, and a lot of time. And I think that's when, I mean, I gained the most muscle and grew a pretty good amount, and it definitely translated with my game. Hit a lot more home runs, and just I think I was able to be more athletic, and then more durable. And so I was on the field like every day, and yeah.
What, when you say put in a lot more work, like let's dig into a daily schedule. You mentioned a little bit about like maybe some discipline of going to bed. But like there's nutrition, you know, the whole thing is like everybody wants to get drafted. Everybody wants to play Division I baseball. And like, if this is you and this is everybody else, where have you gotten separation? What is the daily, don't give away your true secrets, but like, what's the discipline? Tell a 14-year-old who's going to be a sophomore what that looks like.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is like being organized, and like creating a plan for yourself, and a routine as well. So um, yeah, I think one of the biggest things is, you know, getting enough sleep, and then planning your day so that you're able to get enough sleep. And yeah, and so let's think what else.
What about nutrition side of it?
Yeah, definitely planning your meals as well. Like I would get into cooking too. I cook a little bit. Really kind of breakfast foods are my specialty. Um, but for me, I think like, I mean, just making sure that you get a good breakfast in that has enough nutrients and protein, and then being able to plan the rest of your meals so that you're reaching um, those goals that you want to hit, so that you can continue to develop physically, because you can put in all this work, but if you're not giving yourself the right fuel, um, it's tough to perform at your best.
So you would start your planning around the sleep.
Yeah.
Like, and what time do you average go to sleep?
I try like, I mean, it really depends on like when I'm waking up, but like when I was in high school, I try to get to bed at like 10, and then wake up um, around 6:30. So like ideally 8 hours, and if you can get more. But yeah, so I was like doing homework all the way up until when I go to bed, and then um, tried to stay off the phone, or like put the phone in a different room so that you can focus on getting sleep. And
Yeah. That, by the way, that the phone thing is, when I talk with athletes or I like recommend something, it's like the number one thing is you start with the sleep, and then all of a sudden it's like leave your phone in the other room or put it on the other side of your room,
yeah,
so that you're not tempted to just grab it. Because as we know, it's like if it's on the nightstand, or you go on a hotel or a road trip and you kind of get out of your routine and you put it on the nightstand, and you're like, oh, I'm tossing and turning, I'm just going to see what's going on my phone. Or you hear a buzz and it's like easily distracted. That is the number one thing to get sleep. And athletes, recovery, it's all within that sleep. And then the nutrition, eat, move, sleep, right? EMS. And so let's think about like transition a little bit. You had your senior year. First off, great senior year. Things that I was super impressed with in terms of like stat wise is ability to put the ball in play, right? Not the ability to, I guess, not strike out, but just hand-eye coordination. Maybe there's the hockey correlation. Talk to the baseball folks a little bit about like, what was that two-strike approach like? How were you able to just put ball in play, have a great eye? I've coached you, for you guys listening. I coached him for a weekend. This was a year ago or some change. In Arizona, we played 3-4 games together, had some fun. But you have a really good eye, you have a strong eye, you could recognize balls and strikes pretty easy out of the hand. Where does that come into play? Where's the two-strike? Where's the hand-eye?
yeah, for sure. Well, I think the biggest thing is having like just like going into the at bat with a good approach. and knowing what you want to do and know where you want to do damage, and then also know like where the pitcher is throwing or locating, and like what counts they're throwing their pitches in. But I think the biggest thing for me, and what I think helps with my just eyes and being able to pick up balls and strikes, would be like being on time, and ideally being early and giving yourself a chance to be in the right positions, and giving your eyes enough time to be able to track the pitches. But when you're rushed and when you're late, I think for me, everything gets sped up, and then it's harder to make those good decisions and good swing decisions. So that's one of the main, I think the biggest correlation for me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Seeing the ball. Yeah, we were talking right before here is just like being on time or giving yourself more time, right? Being early, swinging a good pitch, and just being able to recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of defensively, because you have really active feet, you're always moving and feel like you stay low to the ground. What is defensively? What's something that's like clicked you, or like what's something that you pride yourself on defensively?
Yeah. Well, for me, what I've been focusing on recently, and I think has helped, is like that idea of like being active with your feet, but also like staying on your toes. That I think puts you in better positions, and helps you tap into like even more athleticism. And so that's one thing that's really helped me, and I think I've been able to have more range, and I'm like, my feet are constantly moving. I'm not getting like stuck or like in between hops, and I'm able to adjust if there is a bad hop, or like it's a crazy ball or something weird happens. But so that's one thing I focus on. And then additionally, it's just being on time with your glove. I guess almost similar to hitting, like when you're rushed in the infield, or like your glove's not there, or you're not giving yourself enough time with your feet. That's where errors happen for me at least. And so making sure your glove presentation is on time and it's there and you're like presenting it. So yeah.
Got it. Sweet. And if you hear that's a plane going overhead. Once again, we're right near San Francisco, and so we got the San Francisco airport kind of cruising by. We got the fog kind of rolling in, so it's real stuff here on the Athletes Porch with Archer Horn, which is fantastic. And so, Archer, let's transition a little bit. Okay, high school is happening. It's done. Major League Draft, right? You're on a lot of big boards there, and a lot of teams coming in to meet with you. What did you learn about the process, regardless of if you got drafted, if you turned it down, but what did you learn over the past, 6 to 12 months? Where was the pressure at? What was the things that you had to control? Like, give us some real insight there.
Yeah. Well, I think you kind of hit it there with the control aspect. I think the biggest thing when like being in that environment and there's a lot of eyes on you, or I guess there's like a little bit of pressure to perform, just sticking with the things you can control and not letting the distractions impact your performance or prevent you from being able to perform at 100%. So that's one thing I really focused on, was like focusing on the things in my control. Like I can't control if the scouts show up that day. If they don't, how many. I can't control like the umpire's actions and all that stuff. And all those things that are out of my control, if I let them become a distraction, then it negatively impacts me. So that's one thing I really focused on and learned, and I think helped put the pressure aside and help me be able to give 100%.
And so when you're transitioning to Stanford here, we're right now in this moment where we're talking, it's a quarter school, so you have some time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, probably bored. A lot of your friends are going out there, right? That's part of it. What's your own expectation of like college? Because this is where the human being comes into play. Like regardless of, your talent level, it's about when you show up and it's your first time, right? Just like if somebody were to get drafted, if an 8th grader is going to high school, it's their first time. It doesn't matter who you are or what you come from or what you've done. You're going to be a part of a new team, learn a new culture. But at the same time, there's the balance of good self-belief is like, I'm here for a reason. I can't wait to help a team win. I want to improve. I want to play with good players. So like, what's going through your mind? What's the anticipation like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. this has kind of been a long time coming since my freshman year. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to like take the next step in like my career where like um high school is good. But like when you're playing against the college guys and everyone's like elite and all the stuff you're seeing is really really good. I think like I'm excited to play that better competition. I think it'll push me even more to be a better player, and I think we'll, you know, competing against even the own guys on your team will help with that too. Um, but then also, yeah, just like going in there um, and um, just like doing whatever the team needs for me, and you know, getting a chance to wear that uniform is special, and I'm really excited for it.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's where your time management, like I coached at Stanford for 3 seasons, so I was able to see just the balance of the academics and athletics, right? You got to have that time management that you said, you got to plan it, you got to work around the sleep, what time's practice, what time's my classes, all of that good stuff. What would you say in terms of, this is kind of like going into maybe a selfish question. It's like, and I heard this from Steph Curry before, and a lot of people use this on the mindset is like, what is your superpower? You know, like what do you believe is your superpower?
Yeah. Um, I think I think I would say that I do have like a bit of a perfectionist mindset. And so in a way, like my biggest strength is can also at times be my biggest weakness, when not like guided in the right direction or focus is in the right place. Um, so I think that that is one of the reasons why I've been able to succeed, and one of the reasons why, you know, I work hard, and I am very like I have intent with how I practice and wanting to get better. But at the same time, finding a way when things aren't going well or when I am failing and I'm not able to like make it perfect, um, to not get upset with myself or let it um, take like distract me, like what I was saying before, worrying like things that are out of my control that are um, like, you know, negatively impacting me. Um, and I think when I was younger, it was kind of detrimental at times. Like it would take me out of the game, and I would just be so in my head when things didn't go my way and they weren't perfect. Um, but now, like, I think the biggest thing is finding, like, and what's helped me is finding a way to have that mindset become beneficial and not let the um, distractions come in and take me out of my game.
Yeah. Maybe find that within maybe a loss or something, find that learning moment, right? And essentially making progress, because that's what the whole thing is. That's what play the long game is. That's what it's about here, is just like, how can we continue to improve for the rest of our life, right? And it's in terms of like as a human, it's like, how am I getting better today, right? And that's where reflection comes in. That's where the hitter's journey notebook comes in. It's just like, what did I do to celebrate those wins, you know? And that's something that is a constant reflection in terms of mental performance. Is just like, when you're 0 for 3, how are you going to find a way to say, hey, I wasn't necessarily 0 for 3. That was on the scoreboard, outer scoreboard's out of my control. I was on time, I swung at my good pitch, and I barreled it up, and I lined out 3 times, or I got robbed of a homer or whatever. I was 3 for 3 quality at bats.
Yeah.
You know, and you're walking away, would you rather be 3 for 3 or 0 for 3?
3 for 3.
3 for 3, right?
Exactly.
It's just a matter of what you're choosing to pay attention to from that side. And I can relate to that, because when I was in the minor leagues, 7th round draft pick, like, oh man, like, shoot, I'm three steps away from the big leagues. Like, I started to put that extra pressure on myself as opposed to just play my own game. And when we, as athletes, try to make something happen, nothing good usually happens, right? When you try to hit a home run, we usually don't. When you try to make special play, you bobble it. You know what I mean? Like, but when we're in our flow zone, when we're present in the moment, then that's when good things happen, right? And like, what were you thinking when you hit the walk-off? I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in terms of like maybe learning or even failure a little bit, we talked about like Little League, great moments, 9 being on the 10-year-old team, winning championships. What's like a moment where you're like, kind of call it like a lollipop moment. Like, you remember when you got that lollipop from that person in the car wash, right? Where it's like, what was that moment where you felt like, damn, that kicked me in the face, right? And it's like, but I'm going to learn from that. I don't like how that felt, how that went. I'm going to go ahead and avoid that. Tom Brady, he talks about just doing what works and staying away from what doesn't. So is there a specific moment, whether it was on the field or off, where you're like, I learned right there. Like, I'm not gonna do that ever again.
Yeah. That's a good question. I think when when I was able to realize like how much my thoughts impacted the way that I played, and like you were talking about self-talk, when I was on the field and things weren't going well, and when I was like having that negative self-talk and having those bad thoughts, like it would kind of like spiral and continue to bring me down and continue to, cause bad performance. And so like, I guess there isn't a specific moment, but like, I think realizing and, having like that maturity to realize like that is, it's the easier way to do it, and it's easy to let the emotions take over. But just like over time, when you reflect on the game, and if that's the reason why you were performing bad, or you weren't giving yourself the best chance, then you um, I was gonna, it's
Kind of
I
self-talk,
yeah.
kind of digging yourself in a
Yeah.
hole a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, like I was saying, like it wasn't like one moment, but it was just like when you have those series of games where like that's the reason why you aren't succeeding. And when you take a step back and you reflect and you realize like how much those thoughts have impacted you. For me, it was like, okay, I can't like let that happen because I don't perform well. And that's the case. So really, like telling myself the things I need to hear for me to perform at my best, is just like, was that transition for me from those moments where like I just didn't want to like be that type of player or do that sort of thing.
And that's being aware,
Yeah.
being aware of what you're telling yourself, right? And like, you wouldn't talk to your friend like that. Like talking to a group the other day, is like, you wouldn't go ahead and look at your teammate, and I wouldn't be like, Archer, you suck, man. What are you doing? Why are you making that stupid play? Like, you wouldn't tell me that. I wouldn't tell you that. But we have those internal thoughts. It's like, what the hell's going on? Why did I suck today? Why are you swinging a stupid pitch? Like those thoughts come in our mind. That is not from the little league all the way to the big leagues. Those thoughts come in. When we play a game of failure, right? You have to understand it's like, I'm going to fail, right? But the best ones fail the most. But how do you become aware of your thoughts? And we can't let those negative thoughts finish their sentence. I love that. Can't let the negative thoughts finish their sentence. And so like when you're out on the field and you're just making air, it's like, oh shoot, don't hit me the ball. No, stop that. I want the ball. I'm going to make this next play. I got this. Like, I'm prepared. And that's why the routines on the mental game are so important, because like we were talking about this before the air, is like when you walk into the box, you're going to be your best version of yourself, right? You're going to tell yourself what you want to do. You're going to tell yourself who you are, blah, blah. Well, then you would just rinse and repeat that. And when you get off that track of the routine, you get back right on right away. But when you go 0 for 3 and you start to doubt yourself, and now you're 0 for 6, now you're trying to have 6 hits in one game, that's when we go into those slumps from that side of it. But able to get present and able to get onto the next pitch allows us to get out of the past, right? And that's a big thing that athletes in all sports have to deal with when we fail. Steph Curry, he misses 52% of three-pointers he makes, or he shoots, attempts, right? And so he is the best three-point shooter ever, but he fails more than half the time. And so a baseball player who wins the batting title, he's going to hit 340, so he's going to fail more than 60% of the time. Like, we have to be able to deal with the failure from that side of it. So that is, I loved sharing that, because it was kind of a tricky, deep question. It was just like, hey, when have you failed, and what is it? but every baseball player can relate to what you just said,
Mhm.
right? And so building those routines, having the awareness of that superpower and being cautious of that. So what about, as we kind of wrap up here on the Athlete's Porch, what about in terms of parents, impact, right? Like who's been an impact on you and why?
Um, it's kind of hard to choose like one of my parents. I think they both,
Give me one thing from each of them so
yeah,
they don't listen to this and
Um, well, with my mom, um, she just, I mean, I guess with both of them, they just really like didn't try to like push me too much. Like they didn't want to make me do things that I didn't want to do, but instead they gave me like all the opportunities for me to have the best chance to succeed. And they gave me like the resources and if I wanted to do something, they were open to it. And as long as it was, promoting my success and helping me as a baseball player. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, my dad, like, I mean, we're about to take ground balls after this, but like whenever, um, like he never pushed me to like go out and work, but he was always just available for me when I wanted to, and just gave me that resource for me to succeed when I wanted to do something. So yeah, I think that's them. I'm really grateful for them, and I think that's one of the biggest things about how they've impacted me.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, kind of as a parent, because a lot of you guys are parents listening to this, is like mirroring their effort, not pushing them too much, but like if your son or daughter wants to go perform or play, Mom, can we go play catch? Yes. Right? Like not, hey, Mikey, let's go play catch because we want to be great. Like if the kid doesn't want to do it, then you shouldn't push them to do it, right? That's how we get the burnout from that side of it. All right, I'm going to rattle off a few random little quick questions. You kind of little quick hitters here. All right. So you mentioned you like to cook breakfast. If you're making one meal for breakfast tomorrow morning, what is it?
Yeah. I usually go 3 scrambled eggs, 4 slices of turkey bacon, some blackberries, maybe like a bagel or like some sourdough toast, milk, and then always water with electrolytes. I mean, that's basically what I have every morning.
Got it. Fantastic. Yeah, and it's not tricky. It's not, it's simple. It's kind of repeat, nutrition goals is kind of just hitting the same thing over and over again. If you're going to go protein shake, what flavor are you going? Chocolate?
Yeah.
Got it. If you're making a smoothie, your freshman dorm, man, you got to get those calories. You got to make your own smoothie. What's being thrown in that blender?
Yeah, probably strawberry, banana, mango. Like those are my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a little fast food. You're going to treat yourself here. Okay. It's around lunchtime. You go an In-N-Out burger, you going Raising Cane's, you going Chick-fil-A or something different.
I think I'm going not every day, but when I want a treat, probably Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's. Yeah. Got it. All right. Okay. On the topic of maybe food dinner, if you're going to go to a nice restaurant and they got legit chicken, fish, or steak, what are you going for?
Steak.
Steak.
Always, yeah.
Do you have a favorite type? New York, ribeye? Do you know? Just red meat?
I don't.
Prime rib?
Yeah, just like, I mean, it's kind of hard to choose one. Kind of all of them.
Got it.
I like trying them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite genre of music?
I have a very broad music taste, so it's tough, but I'd say if I had to listen to one, probably country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a concert?
Yeah, I've been to a bunch, yeah.
Favorite artist to see in person?
Well, I guess it's not a country singer, but I saw Fred again. He's a house artist. He's my favorite. It was a lot of fun.
Got it. Pillow, soft or firm? Tempur-Pedic, fluffy, feathers?
Usually firm. Yeah,
firm.
Yeah.
You think you'll travel this year with your own pillow?
Yeah, I did that last summer, so I think I'll continue.
Yeah, I mean it's an 8-hour, 9-hour decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
your neck can wake up stiff.
Yeah.
Like
The worst.
control what you can, man.
Yeah,
Control what you can. All right, let's see here. If you have one game left in your career, are you Playing a position or are you pitching?
Playing a position.
Playing a position. Got it. What's your favorite team? Major league team?
The Red Sox.
The Red Sox,
Yeah.
because you grew up there. Have you been to Fenway before?
Yeah, a lot of times.
A lot of times.
It's my favorite ballpark by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
I mean, there's just like so much history,
Yeah.
and the environment with those fans. It's just it's second to none.
They
It's
know
unbelievable.
baseball.
Yeah,
They know baseball. I've been out there. I've been to a game. Actually, I've been to 2 games. Fun fact for you: when they won the World Series in 2013, was it? Yeah, 2013. I went to Game 6 versus the Cardinals when they won.
Wow.
My buddy Daniel Nava, who's a Bay Area guy, and he was on the Red Sox there, and so went out there and got to see the victory. You know, Big Papi, Pedroia, you know, all those guys. I actually got to go down in the locker room after they did their team thing, and then the friends and family came in. Got to shake a couple bottles of champagne, which was pretty
that's
fun.
So cool.
Hold the trophy.
Yeah.
They, you know, in left field line, they have their little restaurant. I don't know the bar restaurant, but Dropkick Murphys band shipping up. You know, they sing "Shipping Up to Boston."
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of their theme song there. They played there that night, so we got to go to the kind of after party from that side of it. But great breaking it down with you, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Athletes Porch, Archer Horn. We're out in San Francisco. That's why you hear the airplanes. His home turf here, but he's moving on a new chapter, headed to the farm, Stanford, coming up here in the next few weeks. So appreciate it, Archer.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.